Okay guys, this is my 1991 850 and these are stock rims, and I like the wheel well to be filled out as big as they can, as I like to go as wide as I can with the rims and with the tires. As you can see here on the Porsche, looks much nicer like that, and I want to do that on the 850 as well. So now in order to do that, I need to find out where I am right now with the stock rims. So I take the measurement and I put the tip of the measured tape right on the tip of the rim, and then I go all the way straight down, and it shows pretty much 1.5 inches. Then it would stick out of the body. I don't want that to happen, so I have from this part of the rim, from the outer side of the part of the rim, about 1.5 inches before it would stick out of the body. So that's my maximum. I write that down, and then I do exactly the same on the inside. Take the flashlight and I measure the part between the inside rim and the strut, for instance, over there. So I'm not showing that right now with the camera because it's complicated to hold the camera and do the same thing, but you know what I mean. So you will measure the inside of the rim, the same spot of the rim on the inside of the rim towards the strut, and see how many inches or centimeters or millimeters you have room as far as you can go. Then obviously you don't want to go to the max, you give it a couple of inches or centimeters, millimeters, so that you're not rubbing on the strut or on the inside fender over there. So wherever the closest part is on the inside of the fender well, on the wheel well, wherever the closest part is, that's the measurement, that's the part where you measure the rim distance towards that part. So once you figured that out, how much space you have on the inside and how much space you have here on the outside, that will help you to figure out later what kind of rim you can use maximum on your vehicle. Then the second thing you need to know is what kind of rim is it right now, what you have on there. So for that I take the cap off, and here on this BMW rim it's actually showing on the inside here what kind of rim it is. It says here, I don't know if you can see that, it says there 7.5 times 16, 7.5 by 16, and it is a 15 offset. Usually it says E or ET for Einpresstiefe, that's German. In English we say offset, so it's a 15. So that's all we need to know. And now we go to a very helpful website. I'll show you how to put the numbers in, and then you find out what kind of rim you can maximum go on this vehicle. Alright, so this is what I wrote down, the measurements. So this is for the rear. I found out that I have 2 inches from the rim towards the strut. It's a little bit more, but I obviously write down a little bit less, so just to be safe. Then from the outer part of the rim to the fender well is about 1.5 inches. I could go actually to 2 inches with the rim, but then the tire would need to be stretched, otherwise the tire would sit on the outer fender well. For the front I did the same. Here are the measurements, and now I go to the website willtheyfit.com, and it's a very good website where you can actually compare in orange the stock rim, and then the green would be the new setup. And also it gives you the centimeter or millimeters, which you can then convert in inches if you're not a metric guy, that you can see how much further the new rim will poke out or be closer to the strut. So the way you do it is you put the stock measurements in the existing setup, that's going to be orange, and then here you put the new setup in. Probably you just guesstimate at that moment maybe you know already the width you want to go with, and then you see the orange is the stock, and let's say as we had it before, we have 1.5 inches. We can go further out of the fender. That would be on this side here, because the strut obviously is here in this picture. So from the orange stock setup to the green, the system tells me here it would be 31.8 millimeters. The rim would poke out towards the fender. So 31 millimeters is about an inch. So that would be totally safe to go that way. And then for the inside, 2 inches maximum. Also it tells me here with this setup I would be 31.8 inches further to the strut, which is fine as well. So now, just in case the numbers would be off, it would be too much, or there would be still a little bit more room to go even wider, then you can go here to the new setup and change the width of the wheel and also the offset, and then the whole green new setup will change. Okay, play around with that. It's a really helpful tool, and I have made a lot of good setups with my cars. So it looks really good, getting close there, and if you figure it out this way, you find the right rim, then most likely you don't even need to get spacers. I don't like spacers that much. As wider they get, as more I don't trust them, but that's why I rather drive without spacers and try to get the right setup for the vehicle. Alright, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know. Thanks.